Hey everyone, it is Mike, the Dad Nerd here, and today we're going to be covering the top reasons why everyone needs a speed square. Now, if you're anything like me, I became a homeowner and someone gifted me a speed square, and I had never used one before, so I had no idea what I would be using this for in future projects. But ever since then, my wife and I became homeowners a few years ago. This has been the most invaluable tool in my garage. I use it all the time on every single project I do. So what I'm going to show you today is kind of the top reasons why everyone should own a speed square. So let's sit down and take a look at some of its uses. All right, so if you haven't seen a speed square before, these things are used by carpenters all the time, and they've got all sorts of handy measurements that are on them. But a lot of us aren't carpenters. We're just people doing normal projects, and so a lot of the times we don't need a lot of the measurements on here. But there's a lot of things about this. You'll look that there's a lip on this side. The most basic thing that speed square can do is make a nice square for you. So you got this piece of wood, you shove it up against there, and you draw your line, and there you go. You got a square line, right? You can make your square cuts. And so that is great. And also, obviously, you've got your 45-degree angle here. But what a lot of people don't know is that these have pivot points. So you'll see that there's a pivot point, which is going to be right down at the bottom. And I think if I flip it over here, it actually shows. Yep, there it is. Pivot point on the bottom. I'm left-handed, though, so I switch it over here. And what this allows you to do is to do angles. So from your right angle here, you'll notice that along this side is your degrees of the different angles you would need. So what you can do is, let's say we want a 20-degree angle from this line. So let's actually go back up to that line, and you want 20 degrees. You just pivot it on its pivot point until we see that 20 degrees is lined up right here. So there's 20-degree mark. You make your line, and there you go. There is a 20-degree angle from your square line. So it can be used to find all your angles that you need, which is a fantastic tool. Now, the other thing, there's two more things I'll show you here, is it has scribe lines. Now, scribe lines are great for multiple reasons, and you might need them, but on this speed square, from 1 inch to 2.5 inch, every 1/4 inch, it's going to give you a scribe line. So let's say you needed a line here, you just put your pin there and just drag the speed square along, and there's your scribe line. Perfectly straight, you know it's going to be square to the bottom, just stick your pen right in there and drag it along, and you can use the scribe line. Now here's one more, a little bit more advanced thing. So let's say you need to find the center of this board between these two ends. So you need to find the center, and if we look there, looks about to be 3.5, and maybe I can't do that math in my head. Let's pretend you have a board here that's kind of an odd measurement, and you can't do the math in your head on where the center line is. Well, this is pretty easy. All you do is you pivot it on its pivot point again until you get a number that you know the halfway of. So we know that halfway of 4 is 2, right? So let's go here. See how the 4 is perfectly lined up there? Let's draw the line and let's mark it at 2. Because 2 is half of 4. Boom, done. Then all you do, take your speed square, line it up on this side, right on the top, and there you go. There's your center. You found your center. So really helpful for finding center on an odd measurement of board that you just can't do that calculation quick in your head. And this is actually even easier and foolproof, and you won't need to be questioning the math that you are doing in your head. All right, so hopefully those reasons were enough to convince you that you need a speed square. Everyone in your life needs a speed square. You should be gifting speed squares. But you know what? In case that wasn't enough, there's still one reason I didn't quite mention. It makes a great bottle opener if you're ever needing one. Enjoy.